Hello guys, this is Dipanshu. Welcome to my YouTube channel Fundamentals of Engineering. So, before studying any subject related to mechanics like mechanics of material, fluid mechanics, etc., we shall see a broad classification of mechanics. Mechanics is basically divided into two broad categories. First is mechanics of solids. Second is mechanics of fluids. Again, mechanics of solids is categorized into two types. First is rigid body mechanics, and second is mechanics of deformable bodies. Deformable bodies. So let me explain these two bodies, rigid body and deformable body. So let us consider any body. We have applied some external forces to it. Let us consider F1, F2 and F3. After application of these three forces, how the body will respond? Okay, it will internally deform or it will not deform internally. Okay, let us consider 2 points inside this body, A and B, which is situated at a distance D. If after application of these forces, the distance between the points A and B remains constant, that is, if distance between A and B remains constant, D, any distance between any 2 points remains constant, that is D, then it is termed as rigid body. Rigid body. If the distance between A and B changes to D dash, then it would be termed as deformable body. Changes, then it would be termed as deformable body. So, in deformable body, internal deformations occur, but in rigid body, we assume that internal deformations to be zero. Okay? So again, this rigid body mechanics is further classified into two types. First one is statics and second one is dynamics. First one is statics, second is dynamics. In statics, we study body at rest and forces in equilibrium are considered. In statics, we study body at rest and forces in equilibrium. In dynamics, again it is categorized into two categories. First is kinematics and second is kinetics. In kinematics, only motion of a body consider. Only motion of body is considered. But in kinetics, the cause of the motion is also considered. So, in kinetics, cause of the motion is also considered. Okay, so what would be the cause of the motion? Nothing but force. So in kinetics, we study force, mass and acceleration apart from velocity and displacement. Okay, now next is mechanics of deformable bodies. So again, this mechanics of deformable bodies classified into two types. First one is theory of elasticity. Second is theory of plasticity. Okay, if a body deformed internally after application of external forces, then it is either be studied under theory of elasticity or under theory of plasticity. We will see later what is elasticity and plasticity. Okay. Now next discipline of mechanics is mechanics of fluid. Again in this we will study two categories. First is compressible and other is incompressible. Incompressible gases comes which can be compressed at ordinary temperature, and under incompressible liquid comes which can't be compressed at ordinary temperature. Again, it is further divided into two categories. First is statics, second is dynamics. In statics, we consider fluid at rest, and in dynamics, we consider fluid in motion. Okay, so this is the broad classification of mechanics, in which it is categorized into mechanics of solids and mechanics of fluids. Okay, so this rigid body mechanics we have studied earlier in class 12th. Now in engineering we will study this mechanics of deformable body and mechanics of fluid. This mechanics of fluid also you have studied in class 12, but in this engineering we will study these mechanics of fluid in advanced level. Also we will study this mechanics of deformable bodies. So guys, in next lecture we will start studying these two topics, mechanics of deformable bodies and mechanics of fluids.